fucking dumb. Why don't you knock it off? Have some sort of positivity while we're going through all this negative wave bullshit.
Alright, we're talking about dumb cunts. So, you know, she fits right in.
Somebody call my name. Hello?
Somebody cue the goddamn Armenian ice cream truck music.
You were losing your shit. That's why you sold the repeater. You couldn't even wait. You sold it hours. We had a handshake deal. And I was on my way home from New Mexico. And you said you wanted it in cash, and I had the cash. And they were riding you so fucking hard, you couldn't even wait till I got off the airplane. You got rid of that shit so quick.
Let you tell it. You were too drunk to remember.
Bullshit. I was on a fucking job out in New Mexico, and we talked on the phone hours before you saw. He says, no problem. You told me, you really got the money? I need to get rid of it. I need the money, and I need the 10 grand, And I was like, yeah, I got it, dude. Are you sure you're not fucking with me? I'm like, no, dude, I got the cash. I'm on my way. I'll be home right now. And then you even said, you're not in New Mexico. You were coming in on the remote, And I was like, yeah, that's why it's a remote. I was on my iPhone. And you couldn't wait. You had to get rid of it.
First of all, this is all fake news, made up in your head, okay? I didn't need the money. I have plenty of money. I bet you still pay a mortgage. I don't, okay? I'm fine. So, you're making up fake news. That's all there is to it.
Oh, I did not talk to you on the phone when I was in New Mexico, and I said I had the cash, and I was on my way home. That conversation never happened?
We had several deals. We had several offers. It wasn't just you.
You telling me that conversation never happened? I told you I'm on my way home. I'm getting on the fucking plane. I got the cash. I'll bring it to you. That you saying that never happened?
I'm saying it didn't happen the way you're saying it happened.
Okay, thank you. Right. So what did happen then? Let's hear your side of the story.
I had several offers. You know, I had several offers, and Mark and I had to discuss it. We had to talk about which was the best offer, and then they ran a raffle on the repeater and said, if you let this person buy it, he'll give you an extra $1,000. He'll match it. You just got outmatched, dude. It was just poor business on your side.
Oh, bullshit. I'm one of the best businessmen that ever lived. And let me tell you something. I read every book Donald Trump ever put out. I put deals together. I fucking close deals, all right? And when I got home, I called you up and you're like, sorry, I already sold it. Roger Bly offered me $2,000 more, $12,000, and I had to get rid of it. And that was the conversation. And I go, what? The fuck? Because I was sitting in my office, and I go, what the fuck do you mean you sold it for $2 more fucking grand? If that's the case, I would have gave you the fucking $2 more, $1,000, $2 more grand. And come to find out, later on, there was a bottle of pills involved. Okay, that may be, that may not be, but, you know. But yeah, when I landed and I called you the next day because I got in late, you said, oh, I already sold it to Roger. He offered me $2 more, he got $2 more $1,000. I'm like, dude, what the fuck kind of shit is that? That's the second conversation. You were the first phone call I got when I got home, or I made when I got home. He gave you $12,000, okay? And our deal was for 10. Well, you paid for it, all right? And then when I landed, when I got home late. I was really late, and I called you at in the morning, like around 10 around 10 in the morning, or maybe 11, and you said, I already sold it, because he offered me $2,000 more.
I'm sorry, half of your story is just fake news, dude, okay?
There's nothing fake about it. That's exactly how it went down. Then how did it go down? How did our conversation go then?
Look, I try to explain it to you, and you throw fake news and bottle of pills in there. You're not credible.
I forget the pills, but how did our conversation go then? The next day, I called, we had the conversation when I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then we had a conversation the next day. And how did it go then? If I have it wrong, enlighten me. Remind me how those conversations went.
So you're telling me you don't remember me telling you that I had 2 other offers. You don't remember that?
This is how it went down. So you're already agreeing we had these conversations. This is how it went down. I called you the next day, and you said, I sold it to Roger. He offered me $2 more grand. And I said, what? What the fuck? I said, dude, if it came down to that, I would have gave you $2 more grand. You don't remember that conversation?
Dude, listen to my words. It was more than $2 grand. You don't know the deal that we made, and I had 2 other offers. You don't remember that conversation. Maybe you were drinking on the plane.
Oh, you said you sold it to Roger for $12,000. That's what you told me. $12,000. And I go, dude, I would have been happily gave you $2 more grand. That was our conversation.
Dude, I sold it for $12,500, and you don't know what I got in my the PayPal account set up for that repeater. The extra $2,000 I got on top of that.
Okay, 12.5. Maybe you said 12.5. It's been a long time, but it was a couple fucking grand. And I was like, I told you, Christina, dude, I was on a plane home. You're gonna fucking burn me for $2,500. I would have gladly paid you the fucking extra $2 grand, $2,500. That was our conversation. And but you were running your fucking bullshit, and you had to get rid of the repeater. You had to dump it. You had to dump it because your program got fucked up.
You don't even know why I had to sell it, okay? And like I told you then, and I'm telling you now, I had 2 other offers. We signed no contract. I still had to deal with 2 other offers. But you got it set in your mind that it was yours, okay? So you need to get off your bitch switch and calm down.
No, look, dude, I don't take any fucking drugs. I don't fucking any of that shit. So you get that out of your mind. We had an agreement, a verbal agreement over the phone, which is if it was made in California, if I wasn't in New Mexico, it could be actionable. But we had an agreement, and I says, I'm on my way home. I got the cash. I got you cash. I'm on a plane. I'm on my way home. And you're okay, good. We'll talk tomorrow. And that was and then when I called you the next day, that's exactly how it went down. I got $2,500 more or $2,000 more, $2,500. You say it was, right? And I was like, dude, what? What the fuck?
I know why you had to sell it. Max told me way back when.
Okay, well, you're obviously butthurt. You believe one thing, I believe another. You need to get over it because you got this repeater, all right? But I had 2 other offers. I had to do what I had to do. You didn't show up, and Roger raised extra money for it. I was willing to take it because of all the bullshit I went through. We had nothing signed, okay? And I told you I had 2 other bids.
And I didn't show up. Now here's the excuse. Here's the fucking excuse I didn't show up. I was on my way home from fucking New Mexico on a plane. I called you the next day when I got home. I talked to you before I left New Mexico, and I fucking called you the next day when I got home. What do you mean you didn't fucking hear from me?
I do remember, son. I do remember this.
What makes you think you're on a plane one day and you're home the next day and the repeater's sold? I'm sorry, it doesn't work that fast, which tells me you don't remember everything we talked about. It takes time. You got to draw up paperwork. You got to draw up agreements. There's all kinds of things that need to occur.
Oh, you said Roger's on his way. You already have a deal. It's already signed. He's bringing you $2,500 more, $2,000 more. I'm all, dude, I'll be happy to give you the $2 more grand, or, you know, whatever it is. No, you totally fucking deuced me because you fucking, Roger Bly was in your fucking ear. Oh, don't sell the ear. No, bullshit. You know? Anyway, it was a long time ago. And what do you mean, what does it matter that I have this repeater now? We could have had both fucking repeaters already connected, already simulcast. We could have finished the fucking plan. But no, we couldn't do the fucking ultimate fucking repeater system because you had to dump the fucking repeater and renege on our verbal agreement in less than 24 hours. So, all this mess is because of you.
I'm sorry, you just don't understand business. If you think that transaction went through in 24 hours, you're sadly mistaken, okay? And I'm not going to have this argument with you again, because now you're saying Roger was on his way to give me... I never met Roger. Never once met Roger. We did everything over the phone, through the emails, through lawyers. You don't know what you're talking about. You got your own narrative and your own pissed offness about it.
Pissed off? I'm just getting vocal about it because you were on that shit. You were on that fucking Xanny or whatever the hell drugs you were on. I don't know what the fuck you were taking. Something for your ADHD or your whatever, PSD fucking whatever the fuck. You fucked me, dude. And you caused years of hell for us in the valley, and you just fucked us. But that's okay.
Yeah, see, you can't remember. You can't remember all the facts. And then, you know, I'm not going to pull out all the folder because I still have all the paperwork. It doesn't happen in 24 hours, which means you don't remember all the facts, okay? I'm sorry that you don't. I'm sorry you're pissed off. But, you know, business is business. And when I got 3 bids and you don't seem to remember the other 2, that's not my fault, okay? So be happy with what you got.
So, look, you are obviously recognizing and letting everybody know we had these conversations, and we were talking about it before that anyway. And we had one the day I left New Mexico, one after, and for some reason, and we've had this conversation for years too. You said something that Roger Bly, blah 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 blah, talked to you, or I don't know, I don't even remember now anyway. But the bottom line is, and you're going to use that against me just like a fucking, like a liberal would. Oh yeah, you don't remember, da 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 da. We had a fucking agreement. I had the money. You knew I had the money. You just fucked us.
Well, you know, if that's what you want to believe, I can't change that. You know, if you're so pissed off and you can't have a conversation and try to listen to the details and you got your own narrative, I can't change that. So stay pissed off about it. You know, that's your narrative. I know what mine is and you know what yours is. I didn't fuck anybody. You and I didn't sign shit. We had one. You used to bug me. You used to bug me. Sell me the repeater. Sell me the repeater. And I tell you, no, I'm not ready to sell the repeater. You constantly bug me about selling the repeater. So then we did have a conversation that if I did sell it, blah, blah, blah. And then when I did decide to sell it, I said, okay, when I had 2 other bids, but you don't want to hear any of that. And it takes longer than 24 hours. You don't want to hear that either. So calm down.
No, it was because you were putting it out there that it was for sale and you were going to sell it. And that's the only reason why we started talking. I go, and I was in New Mexico for almost a year. Okay, that's why I was using the remote. And yeah, I was out there from winter to winter. And you started talking about selling it, and that's when we started talking. And I go, look, I got the money. Okay. And you were so fucking hard up to sell the goddamn box. And this guy, fucking Roger, that nobody ever fucking heard of before, this guy didn't even fucking make a peep on the fucking repeater. He just comes out of fucking nowhere and it rushes you a contract with $2,500 more or $2,000 more, whatever the fuck it was, you know, and because you were hard up, straight up. That's how it went down. Okay? So we had multiple, there you go. You just admitted we had multiple conversations about it. But then it was like, the last two conversations was, hey, I'm on my way home now, I got the cash. And then the next day, when I call you up, you're like, oh, it's too late. I've already taken the Rogers deal. I'm like, and that's when I was like, what? What the fuck? And that's when shit fucking hit the fan.
The problem with your story is you're omitting some things that you don't remember about the conversation, and I can't change that. Okay? And I wasn't hard up for the money, trust me. I haven't been hard up for money in 20 years. Okay? I didn't need to sell it like Gary Elmer did because he was having some legal problems. My house is paid for. My shit's paid for. I don't owe anybody anything. So don't even, you throw out these narratives that you think are true, like I was hard up and I needed to sell it. You know, I told you why I sold it. My kids asked me to sell it because you guys were going after my grandkids and my stepkids. They begged me to sell. That's why I sold.
Wait. Bullshit. I never went after your children or your grandkids. That's not my show. I don't fucking roll that way. And I can prove it because you wouldn't even talk to me or entertain selling me the repeater if I was one of those people going after your family, and you know that. So, fucking, dude, miss me with all that bullshit.
Well, you were friends with some of the ones that were doing it, so... Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I had to come. I never, ever attacked your babies. Where that shit coming from?
For anybody here, my grandkids, for God's sakes. So don't... You're putting words in my mouth as to why I needed to sell the repeaters so quickly. You know, just calm down. You got your version, and I got mine. And stop being butthurt about it. It was a long time ago.
Don't ever fucking blame me or accuse me of coming after children or non-combatants. That's not my show. Just because I know people or I talk to them or I was cool with them doesn't mean that I condone or that behavior. That's bullshit. I never once ever came after your fucking family. I attacked you, Mark, and DHR. That's it, because you guys are combatants. You guys play on the radio. And I only use your words against you, too. Okay? So, bullshit. That's bullshit. I never came after the kids, never came after your grandchildren. That's not me. That's not my show, and you know that. And you wouldn't even entertain selling me the repeater if I was one of those people, and you know that. So miss me. Fucking, Don't mix me up in that group.
We gotta keep Christine. Hold on. I ain't never attacked your bride. I don't get out like that. I jumped on you. I did skid mark. I even talked about that Bigfoot stepson that Max told me about. No, I don't play that game. So don't include you guys. No, I never.
It was a long time ago. I know the people that brought up the conversations.
I never attacked your grandbabies.
And then Social Security numbers started coming out for my grandkids, and my daughter begged me, please sell the repeater. Please sell the repeater. It was the right thing to do.
Yeah, that's why you had to get rid of it. That's why you were dumping it quickly. But I don't play that game, and you know I don't play that game. The Social Security numbers and grandchildren and children and shit. So I want you to state for the record right now that you know that's not my game, and I had never anything to do with any of that crap. And like I said, I could prove it. You wouldn't even talk to me about buying the repeater. We wouldn't even had a couple phone conversations about it if I was one of those people. You would fucking, you know. So come on, that's not cool, man.
Holds true for me too. I ain't never attacked your baby.
Well, I'm sorry this turned ugly. It is what it is. I did what I had to do, and I didn't fuck anybody. If anybody got fucked, I got fucked.
All right, well, listen. Here's the deal. It didn't get ugly. It's not ugly right now. We fucking just talked. We're having repeater business on the repeater. But one thing I do want to clear up right now is when you include me on attacking your kids and your kids' kids and Social Security numbers and shit, that was never my show, and you know that. And I want you to clarify that right now.
CP.
Well, I'll clarify that you didn't actually say it, but you were friends with the people that did, and you never stuck up for me, so doesn't that make you a little complicit?
Negative. Just because I know people and acquaintance with people and cool with them on the radio doesn't mean I fucking approve or condone their behavior, okay? But Christina, you wouldn't even be talking to me, dude, if I was one of those people coming after your kids, dude, and you know it, dude. So, come on, man. That's not fair. You know?
There's a lot of things that happened that weren't fair, USA. You think you got a raw deal? I got a raw deal. And I dealt with every minute of it, okay? I'm the one that got the real raw deal. And my family. So you have a repeater now. Stop being pissed off. I didn't intentionally fuck you over. I had 3 bids to look at. I'm sorry you can't remember everything, and I don't want to fight about this anymore. Case closed for me.
Well, I'm just saying, we could have already been linked. We could have already been simulcast. We could have fucking been in, you know, the ham radio 2-meter fucking history, just like how they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be like that, and then no. And then fucking, you got fucking Roger who just, it was fuck, man. I'm done.
I got fucked over the same way. I gave Barry the money and the equipment and the pair so he could put up his repeater on the other site for 450. We did all that work for him and supported him. And on the day we were supposed to connect it, he said, "Nope, not going to happen." You know how fucked over Mark and I felt? Life's unfair. He actually fucked us over. That was an actual fuck over. I didn't fuck you over. I didn't sign any agreement. I didn't sign nothing, okay? I didn't say, sold. When you come back, you pay me the money. We didn't have any of that on the table, all right? We talked about it. But I talked to 2 other people about it, too.
The last conversation I had with you. And by the way, JTD came in and bought 450 and saved it and was ready to fucking make ham radio fucking epic. But no, you know, you're all mad at him. And so all that shit wasn't going to happen. Then you sold to Roger, and Roger's, I don't know what his fucking problem is. You know, he's coming back to ham radio now all of a sudden, and, you know, whatever. But the last conversation we had was I was on my way home with the money. Anyway, you're right. It's said and done and over with. Now the issue is that you included me in these attacks against your children and their grandchildren, which is bullshit. Because I don't play that way. You know I don't play that way. You've seen my kids, this and that. I don't bring them in to this radio thing, and I don't bring anybody else's into the radio thing either. And you know that. I never played that way. So that we're going to squash right now.
I already squashed it, so calm down, okay? I was just trying to say that there were people on the repeater who were coming after my kids, you know, and Mom's got to do what she's got to do. So, you know, life's not fair, you know, and I've dealt with business for a lot of years, okay? And it's just, and JTD wanted to buy the repeater. I wouldn't have sold him. He's a pig. JTD is a pig, okay? He was a pig from the very beginning. I would have never sold him the repeater. He never even made me an offer.
Well, you know, he's the one that saved this fucking repeater, and so the communists didn't get it. So there's that. You know, just because you don't like somebody's show or how they think or whatever, you know, doesn't mean that they don't have the best intentions for Renegade Radio and the repeater, but that's a whole different subject. But no, that was just my point. The point that we were talking about, you know, you're bringing up your family and stuff, that was the rush for you to sell the repeater. That was the urgency right there.
You were trying to say I needed to sell the repeater because I needed the money. I didn't need the money. I needed it sold, okay? Because it was hurting my family, and enough was enough. You know, I held on to it for a year longer than I wanted to. So you need to just calm down about it. You obviously don't remember parts of the conversation, and I'm not going to rehearse this one more time, and JTD is a pig. He's just a pig, period.
So you're saying I don't remember parts and you don't remember parts. But be it you needed the money or your family was under attack, you needed to get rid of the repeater pronto. So I'm not fucked up here. And, you know, I should have had the opportunity to be able to match that fucking offer that Roger had, but you didn't give it to me. And you said it earlier that I wasn't around. You said you didn't hear from me, which is, you know, so I don't know. Your side of the story is not adding up too there, Christina, also.
Well, when you're dealing with somebody who's dealing with you and offering you more money, you do what you got to do, and you weren't around, okay? You weren't around. So we had a lot of people were on the radio that night, and they ran the raffle, and they ran the bet, and I'll match you with this. So I made more extra than what I paid for the repeater, which I was due because I paid for a lot of things out of our pocket. So, you know, quit it.
Oh, okay. You got tricked. You got tricked. Like everybody in this country got tricked for voting for Obama. That's kind of like how it is, how you got tricked. Okay? So, you got sucked into a fucking, George Soros fatality fucking, trap with that guy, Roger, when, so that's how that went down. I could have, you know, if you would have just fucking hit me up, I'm getting $2,500 more. I would have been fucking fine. But you knew I was on my way home, and you knew I was a fucking contender, and you knew I had the I had the cash on fucking, you know, on tap, dude. So whatever. Anyway, that was the death of 435 right there.
I can tell you there's times where we've wanted to buy something and they ended up selling it to somebody else. Sometimes it just freaking happens, okay? If you're into business like you say you are, you would understand that. I never signed a contract with you. I never shook your hand. It was a phone conversation. One phone conversation.
A perfect fucking conversation. A perfect phone call. It was a perfect fucking phone call. So perfect. It was like, I'm coming home. I'll be home tomorrow. I got the cash. No big deal. If you want a deposit, I could have Mindy give it to you. It was a perfect deal, perfect phone call. We got screwed on a perfect phone call. Sound familiar?
This is also sound familiar that there was a lot of people who didn't want you to buy it. Why do you think I had 2 other bids? Did that ever occur to you?
There we go. Now the truth comes out. But I was on my way home with the cash, and you knew it. And you got sucked into selling it to Roger. There you go. So now it's coming out. Now they talked you into not selling it to me when I was on a plane on the way home. That's exactly how it went down.
So you're the victim, and I'm the bad guy. Okay.
No, you got sucked in. You let them, oh no, don't sell the Chris, don't sell the USA, oh no, it'll be real, oh, no. They got in your fucking ear, is what happened. That was the death of 435 that night. That was the final nail in his coffin. So, there you go. I'm glad we got to this, because now it's finally out. But, it is what it is. So, now we're all here on 450.
Yeah, I'm actually glad. I'm happy. I'm happy that you're on 450. I'm happy you don't own 435. Let it stay with the stink bombs up there. You got the better end of it this way.
No, we wouldn't even have 450 if JTD, the one you're calling a pig, didn't come and save 450 from Barry Logan. So, JTD, JTD put his time, so much time and money into trying to save ham radio and this repeater. You can't, there's one thing you can't get back in this world, and that's time. Money's money, but time, okay? And, he got deuced all over with Roger, taking buying 435 and stealing the show and all this and everything, and it was a fucking, that was the death of ham radio. And, I just got lucky, and I was at lunch with Mike, and I'm like, dude, what's up with the repeater? What's going on? And, I'm done, I put so much time and money into it, and this and that and everything. I'm all, man, let me rebuild it. Let me do it. Let me buy it. Let me do this, And it was, And it goes, well, you're gonna build a new repeater? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna build a new repeater. I'm gonna put it on Saddle Peak. And that was it. It was, you put it on Saddle Peak. You let me buy it, to make ham radio great again. And but no matter what you think of JTD, he pretty much saved ham radio. I mean, you got to give him that much. You got to give credit where credit's due. He saved ham radio for us.
Look, these are problems between you and him. These are not my problems, okay? This is not my problem at all. That's between you and JTD. But 450 would not exist if Mark hadn't given Barry the money and the resources to get it up to begin with. So you wouldn't even have this repeater for JTD to come and help make it better had Mark and I not helped Barry. You'd have had no repeater. So quit your crying about it all.
Okay, listen. I'll give credit where credit's due. Mark lent Barry the money, and he got, the 4-5. But we got to give, instead of you douching JTD, if JTD didn't come in and save it from Barry, we wouldn't even be talking on it now. Or I wouldn't even have the opportunity to buy it and make ham radio great again. So you got, just because we have your opinion about JTD, be honorable. Be honorable and give credit where credit's due. JTD saved the repeater that Barry wouldn't have if Mark didn't lend him the money. So there's a collaboration there. You got to, instead of douching him and calling him names, at least give him the credit for saving ham radio.
I will never give him credit. Why should I give credit to a sick-minded? He's a sick-minded individual. He's just a pig, period, who treated me like a pig. He was terrible. Why should I, you're asking me to respect him? No. He should have respected me. No, he talked like a dirty-ass pig. You
can't sit there and judge people for their shows. I mean, you have your show, Darren has his show, JTD has his, I have mine, everybody has this. But the bottom line is the bottom line. And you're a business person, you know how it goes. We wouldn't have this repeater if it wasn't for Mark lending Barry Logan and HOG the fucking money, right, for the repeater, right? And then, but we wouldn't have this repeater we're talking on right now if JTD didn't come in and save it from HOG. So, you know, despite if you think he's a pig or not, that's exactly how it all went down. So, you know, I'm acknowledging and giving Mark the credit for loaning Barry the money, and then, you know, instead of out here juicing JTD and make it look like he's done nothing but, you know, but nothing for ham radio or for the repeaters, it is bullshit. You know, just because you don't like his show or you think he's a pig doesn't mean he didn't, you know, do what he did for the repeater we're talking on right now.
Okay, what, you want me to call him a hero? You want me to give him a cookie? Is that what you want? I mean...
Yeah, because it matters, because, you know, when you come out here and say this bullshit, and people that haven't been on the radio back then, you know, you come out here, you know, like, slandering the guy just because you don't like him because he's a pig in your opinion, you know, this is the history of the repeater, you know? This is like, you know, if it wasn't for Mark lending the money to Barry, and if it wasn't for JTD saving the repeater from Barry, you know, and then, you know, it going down the way it did, and then me coming along and taking the bull by the horns and making ham radio great again, that's the history of the repeater.
I'm done here. I shouldn't have tried. Because you can't reason with crazy. You can't reason with crazy. I mean, I'm trying to explain to him. It's a waste of time.
So yeah, give him a cookie, yeah. Acknowledge the history of how the repeater came about and why we're talking about it right now, despite if you think somebody's a pig or not.
Now this discussion is over.
Why? It's the truth. It's the history of the repeater, Christina. You know, I don't hold any hard feelings, by the way. It was a long time ago. I'm glad you're out here, and you know, it's fun. But the history of the repeater is the history of the repeater.
You